53 laps to go. Nemechek was right up on Mark Martin, but he has dropped back a bit now. You see Martin has clear track ahead, lapping past Lassiter, and then there's nobody in the same straightaway ahead of him. And Nemechek has dropped back about a second and a half. In fact, he's about to fall into the clutches of Jeff Burton and Tom Peck.
That tightness that Burton talked about earlier, we're seeing him right there in the white car go by. That might be a blessing in disguise. He said, boy, I'm really pushing. That's going to go away. You got to keep in mind the easiest way to look at that when they say as the fuel burns off, the car will quit that pushing. It's no different.
Trouble.
Big wreck here on the front straightaway.
Peter was car spun, the Banana Boat Chevy. And Michael Rich and Larry Pearson go spinning in the infield, trying to get past. So we have the second caution of the day. It comes out of lap 149. And Robert Presley will come around and be back on the lead lap when we get the restart here.
The tough part of this, they might need four-wheel drive to get out of there. It's flooded around here the last few days. And they're sitting on the grassy area, and they can't get them moving. Now he's getting this one going.
Don't tread on these tires. Second caution of the day comes out with 51 laps to go. Puts Robert Presley right back in the thick of things. We'll be right back.
Well, Robert Presley has just pulled away. He brought his car in for just a precautionary pit stop. He didn't really need fuel. They topped the tank off. And Ricky Pearson, the crew chief, went out and checked all the tires himself to make sure there was no problems anywhere. They rechecked the lug nuts. They had a bad brake. When they lost that lap, they got a good brake and got it back. He wanted to make sure that nothing else bad was going to happen to him again today. So he was going to be at the tail end of the lead lap anyway. It was just a precautionary check.
Yeah, it was a free pit stop for him as he comes all the way around the track to the tail end of the lead lap. Let's show you what happened to bring out this second caution flag of the day at lap 149. Yellow car up top is Tim Fedowa. Down in the infield, there goes Larry Pearson, the 02 of Michael Rich, and Jack Sprague. That Baglow colored car was right at the front of it as it all got started.
You will see the 55 car was sideways. The 74 dodged him, goes over and hits Pearson, knocks in the infield. 02 just trying to avoid it, gets down in the grass, which is like being in a swamp right now. It's pretty wet down in there.
And it cost Larry Pearson probably 3 laps getting stuck in that very slippery grass from all the rain. There he was. No tread on these tires. This is what happened, folks, when you let your tires wear down to where they're bald. This is about how far and how fast you go. Now, imagine you can't get going. Imagine trying to stop on tires with no tread.
It took him 3 laps to just work the car back and forth and get out of there. So, boy, put him way down.
We're going racing. Pearson is on pit road. He might have steamed something up trying to get him out of the quagmire there. Todd Bodine trying to get a lap back up there alongside Mark Martin as he watches the restart from Hermie Sadler, the 10th place car. We're under green. 45 laps to go. Martin steps out with the lead. Todd Bodine caught up high. Here comes Nemechek. Inside. Nobody stopped among the leaders. Jeff Burton is 3rd. Tom Peck is 4th. David Green is 5th. Ricky Craven in 6th. And Robert Presley is the 7th place car. He's gone past Rick Mass.
We saw earlier that Presley was able to get around Mark Martin and get that lap back. He's back there in about 6th or 7th. It's a pretty good traffic. So clears his traffic. We see Mark leading the race. Presley could be one of the guys to contend with him.
All right, here are your leaders coming off of 4. Mark Martin now. Joe Nemechek clear sailing as he chases down the leader. The white car on the right side of your screen with Jeff Burton. Tom Peck is right on his bumper once again. Then David Green, Ricky Craven, and Presley coming hard.
Here's Nemechek, throws it back in on Mark Martin. Mark pulled a little bit of distance on him, but now Nemechek's right on his back bumper.
As they haul back off down to turn number 1 now. 43 laps to go. Let's check with Glenn.
Well, you mentioned, Neil, that Mark Martin had to be concerned about Presley, and he is. We're monitoring their conversations on Martin and his crew chief's radio. Mark said that 59 is going to be tough. Where he is, to keep an eye on him, let me know at all times where he is. Presley had the fastest car on the racetrack before that man caution. If he doesn't use the tires up before he gets back to the front, he's going to give Martin a fix.
Well, here he is. The Alliance Tractor Trailer Training Chevrolet of Robert Presley is up to 6th place. Moves to the outside of Hermie Sadler, and he's right up against David Green, the fourth place car. Lap ago, Dave Resendiz capped the wall in turn 2, straightened out, and kept going. Hermie Sadler's view of Terry Labonte just ahead, and Robert Presley up there moving up.
Well, you can see Presley's car makes a strong run, and he has to lift right behind the 44 car. He can keep that thing wound up. He'll be back in the front.
He's not that far back of the leader. 39 laps to go.
There's Labonte getting up on the inside of him. He slowed down a little bit getting in turn 3 and lost some momentum. And boy, there's Labonte. They're going around the outside of a lap car. They both went really high.
And Ricky Craven takes advantage, goes past them both in the DuPont car. That's for position. Craven moves back up to 6th. That puts Presley back to 7th. Labonte went high trying to clear Todd Bodine. 38 laps to go. There's the advantage Mark Martin enjoys over Joe Nemechek. It's a thin one as the laps wind down here at Richmond. We're under caution for the third time. It'll be a quick one. They've just given him 1 lap to go. We'll show you what happened. There's the race car driver Elmo Langley. Let's show you what brought out this third caution flag. Up out of turn number 4, looking for the front straightaway.
It looked like the 6 car got into the side of the 98. They were a little loose up off the corner. They got hooked up. And boy, watch the traffic go by at high speed on each side right here. 98 car really, really lucky to get taxed in the middle of the track.
Everybody had to stream around him. Nice handheld work from the starter stand up there, that first angle we showed you. Everybody got by without incident as Jim Bound spun off the front bumper of Tommy Houston's car. Ready to go back to green. 35 laps to go. On the inside are the lead lap cars. Mark Martin, Joe Nemechek, Jeff Burton, then Tom Peck, David Green, Ricky Craven, Robert Presley, and Rick Mask. Good clean break. Lap car staying up high. Todd Bodine separates the second and third place cars. Bodine is 9th, 1 lap down. And fiddle battle number 34. Presley this time is mired back behind Ricky Craven, and they have been unable to gain advantage on the leaders, Neil.
No, the caution didn't help right there because it stacks the outside lanes up again, and as you get strung out, some of the cars that were actually, you already passed them, are back in front of you by using that outside lane to move up, so got more traffic to work with now.
Presley's gone past Craven on the outside, trying to get back to the front. Mark Martin is the man up front with Joe Nemechek. Here's Glenn.
Well, Mike, I checked with Vic Kangas, Joe's crew chief under that caution flag, to see if Joe was running as hard as he could or whether he was just going to wait till the last 10, 15 laps. He said, no, we're running as hard as we can. Joe's already hit the wall twice with the car. That's why Joe has to fall back a little bit. Obviously, or evidently, it's knocked a little something amiss on the car. He's still running strong, but he's running as hard as he can.
Well, Glenn, right while you were talking, he came over the radio just a second ago, and he said he thought that maybe he might have a toe-in problem, which means the front wheels are not treading properly, so that could be the problem on the Nemechek car.
Joe holding second place, Jeff Burton trying to come back up in third, Tom Peck in fourth, and David Green closing on Tom Peck, fourth and fifth. Presley is stuck behind 2 cars racing for 10th side by side. Butch Miller and Hermie Sadler. There they are. 25 is Sadler, 75 is Miller. That's a race for position. 34, Todd Bodine is 9th. So those 3 cars are all battling for position. And Presley trying to get underneath, but he'd have to go 3 wide to do it.
There he goes.
Will.
Yep, he got it on there. He can't wait. He knows he's got to make his move right now because time's going to run out. Not now, but later on he's got to make up some ground now. He's going to take some chances.
29 laps to go. Goes to the outside of Hermie Sadler, the rookie driver from Emporia, who is in 10th place, chasing Todd Bodine. The 34 car of Bodine is the first car 1 lap down in 9th. Presley is the 6th place car, just ahead of Hermie Sadler. Moving on Bodine here in the back straightaway. He is half a straightaway behind the race leader, Mark Martin.
There he comes around the outside of the 34 car. Bodine.
Give a call to Todd Bodine, the kid with a busted rib who had one of the hardest shots I've ever seen last Saturday into the wall at Rockingham. He's run the whole distance today and looked good doing it. running above the track record. Average speed with only 3 cautions, 2 of them very quick ones. Now Presley has cleared all of the lap traffic. The cars that are on the lead lap are just ahead, and in that pack only 1 car is laps down. Terry Labonte, who's one of the quicker cars on the racetrack. Between second place Nemechek and third place Burton. There's your leader. Then Nemechek, then the lapped car of Labonte. That second white car is Jeff Burton. 26 laps to go here at Richmond International. It's winding down. We'll be right back.